Hello again, everybody. It is Carson, the GOAT. And I'm back at it again with what? Another YouTube video for you guys today. Today's video is going to be about kind of what you have to be involved in and how you get to Williamsport and the things you must be involved in to get there. I've had a lot of questions. How do you get there? Do you have to be involved in Little League? I don't have a Little League. This kind of stuff like that. So I'm going to answer basically all that for you today in this video. Let's get right into it. Alright, so first off, you have to play in Little League, which is 9 through 12 year olds. Now here's how it works. You play on your season team, and then however your Little League picks the all-star team, you'll have an all-star team. So, you might have a 9U, 10U, 11U, and 12U. The only U or age group that can make it is 12U. It's 12 and 13 year olds is what Williamsport is. It's the Little League World Series, 12 year olds and 13 year olds. So you'll play on your season team, and then they'll pick an all-star team, and that is the team that can get you to Williamsport. So I wasn't on the team with most of the all-star team that you saw on TV in Williamsport. My season team was Coca-Cola, and I was on a team with Bryce Jackson. Now, that being said, Matthew Mateus was on the same team as Cash, or, y'all know him as Cash Jones more. And then for the four players, JoJo Byrne, Will Casey, Cameron Greenway, and Ashton Byers were all on the same season team. So once the All-Stars is picked, this is a little different depending on what Little League you're in. You might have a month or 2 months even to practice for your first tournament. Our Little League, I think we had about 3 weeks to practice for the first tournament. The district tournament was in Morehead City, which is a little over an hour. We had 4 games. We went undefeated in that, and as any team, since we only had 3 weeks to practice, so we're going over new stuff, how we do things. We kind of already knew each other, from the get-go, but it is tougher than you think to start basically almost from scratch to have a team good together in 3 weeks. So you kind of build up from districts, states, and regionals. Like if you looked at our district tournament and the World Series, you'd be amazed that it was even the same team. The state tournament, which was in Morganton, North Carolina, is about 5 to 6 hours away. We stayed in a hotel, and everyone was with their families in the same hotel. So like I was, obviously in the hotel with my family, so it was kind of like a vacation, but not really a vacation, you know what I'm saying? And we played, East Surrey was, I think I've already explained that in another video about like the team they were and how they beat us when we were 10. But they were in the same hotel we were, and so we played them. So we played them in the semifinals. And they were undefeated. We were undefeated in the semifinals. So we were down 5-1, top of the 6. Pretty sure I've already explained this in another video, so I'm gonna try to be somewhat quick here. Scored 7 runs. Then it was 8-5. We won in the bottom of the 6th and went on to win the championship 11-2. I don't really have a lot to say about states. Pretty nice field. They treated us really well. I will say one of the most exciting memories to go under World Series and regionals was winning states, because it was like you knew you were going to be on ESPN and you were going to regionals in Georgia. I just said regionals is in Warner Robins, Georgia. We got there. I think we got there just like in states. We got there the day before our first game. So we had practice in the morning, and I'm thinking, I'm not thinking this field's going to be, World Series or, the Warner Robins actual game field that nice, but I was expecting it to be somewhat nice. And we get there, and the grass is like up to our knees. It's like a 290-foot field. It's like a big field, so like the bases weren't even the right distance, and it was just woo. So we took BP without an L screen, and that didn't go down too well. So the 3 players, stay with one coach. So I was with Drew Fields, Matthew Mateus, and Coach Brian Fields, the manager. And then the parents stay in another hotel. So all 8 teams are in this one hotel. And so, you got kids all over the place. You walk out of your hotel and there's kids walking up and down the hall. And that was a blast, like, because that was the first time we didn't stay with our parents and we were staying with, you know, our coaches and players, and we just had so much fun. Our first game was against South Carolina, and it actually got rained out. So we were staying in this room for like 4 hours. Not our hotel room, but like it was in the hotel. It's kind of like a little lounge area, you know, most hotels have. And I think we had Chick-fil-A sandwiches, and we were just in there for the longest time. And I think the game was supposed to be at 7. So we were in there from about 5:36-ish, and it kept going on. And they were like, all right, the game's going to be at 8. No, it's going to be at 9, until they just postponed it to, I think, the next day is when we had it. All right, so they feed you there. They feed you lunch. They didn't feed us dinner, but they feed you lunch. So you eat breakfast at the hotel, and then lunch is done by, you go to the park or the field, and they have this little building kind of, I don't know if you could see it on TV, but it's kind of like way past the left field, and there's this building, and you get fed there. There's cornhole in there. So that was really fun. We played cornhole every time we ate. It kind of helped us relax before the game, because if we had like a 1 o'clock game, we'd take BP, and then they feed you at 12 or whatever time you can get fed. So I think one time we had Subway sponsored it, so we had subs. A few restaurants down in regional sponsored it, and then sometimes I think they cooked for us. So one time we had chicken Alfredo, which was very good, and they really treated us nice down there. Another great memory I have of regionals is in the hotel, and the first game we played against South Carolina, we came back and we watched it on, they had this big TV in the lounge area that I was talking about earlier, and we would like basically stream it or hook it up from the computer and watch it, and that was so much fun, like seeing yourself on the TV, because you got to think about it. We're coming from Greenville, and you're playing, and it's just like one of y'all going to Williamsport. You know, you're just this average Joe, and all of a sudden you're on TV, and it just hits you like, wha-bam. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Wha-bam. We went undefeated in this tournament as well. I would like to give a shout out to the Florida team and the Tennessee team. Extremely nice people. They gave us a bat when they were out of the tournament, because you can't use those bats for next year in Little League. And the Tennessee team, when they got out, they gave us about 4 or 5 bats. Carson Rucker was the main one who gave us a lot of bats, so huge shout out to him. He actually played for the Southeast team the year before we were the Southeast. They were from Goodlettsville, Tennessee. I want to say they lost in the U.S. Championship as well, and they had a great run. I would like to give a shout out to the East Surrey team and the people from Morganton, as they really supported our team when we made it to the World Series and through regionals. I think that concludes this video. If you would like to see more on the World Series stuff, I have a video about the everyday life in the Little League World Series. You can click that right up there. As always, like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more and you are not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Just click right down in that area. As always, Carson the GOAT. Yeet. Signing off. Adios, amigo.